We will. Then Dr.
Tēnā tātou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki tēnei hui whakanui a te whare wānanga o Waitaha. I have a few housekeeping announcements to go over, but first and foremost, there is a vehicle in the car park with the number plate FEC301. You have your lights on. Momentarily, a musical piece called The Fanfare will commence, and that's the cue for the academic party to enter into the arena, at which point I'd like you all to stand up. Following that, there'll be a pau, similar to a karanga, to welcome in our PhD graduates today, and I'd ask that you remain standing for that as well. Our upoko runanga and pouwhakarai will then commence a brief mihi, at which point he'll indicate when it's appropriate for you guys to be seated. The Chancellor will then ask you again to stand when we sing the national anthem. If you need the bathrooms, they're located on the ground floor out in the foyer. In the event of an emergency, we take direction from the venue staff here. And at the end of the ceremony, there's a couple of memorabilia stalls that will be out in the foyer as well. So please purchase something to recognise the significance of the occasion. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, nau mai, hara mai.
te pai māramatanga ki te ao e, i te pūtai o, i te umanga hoki e. Tēnā koutou hoki ngā whānau kua tai mai nei ki te whakanui a rātou. Katoa e, whakatau mai rā koutou e.
Mena o tātou, please be seated. Ka huri tātou ki a koe tei, Margaret. E o honere tēnei ki a kite ai a koe, kei konei, nō reira, nau mai, haere mai. Kei konei tātou, i te mārama o ka huru kai painga, kia whakanui ai tā mātou taura kei raro, nō reira, tēnā rā koutou, kei te mihi tātou, kia koutou, mō koutou kaha, kia whakamutu ai tō koutou mahi i roto i te whare wānanga Waitaha. Nō reira, koutou hoki ngā whānau hari tāwhiti mai, ki konei, i te wāna nei, kia whakanui ai, ki te tautoko ngā tauira kei raro, nau mai, hara mai, nō reira, kia koutou katoa, tēnā rā koutou, tēnā rā koutou katoa. It's a great pleasure to be here today on behalf of Ngāi Tahu to stand with the University of Canterbury, Te Whare Wānanga Waitaha, to welcome everyone, and in particular to pay tribute to our students below who have gone through these years to complete their degrees. Congratulations. And to the families who are here, who have gathered to support their family, their loved ones below us today, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. This time of the year in Canterbury and Christchurch, it's always beautiful. Welcome, nau mai, haere mai.
Manu tiria, manu, werohia ki te poho, te raka katou, re katou mai te ruhi, he tau e koia, kota, rarauriki ki mai maui, he hara i te whitu me te waru e, he tau e koia.
Ke tangi te titi, ke tangi te kaka, ke tangi hoki ahu, tihe Māori ora. Rau rangatira mā, nau mai, piki mai, haere mai, ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. Ko Amy Adams ahu, ko te tumu konihera, te whare wānanga o Waitaha. I welcome you all to the University of Canterbury and invite all present to stand, remove trenches and join in singing the Māori and English versions of the first verse of the National Anthem, which are in the program on the back and displayed on the screens behind me.
May
Please be seated. Kia ora anō. Can I begin by acknowledging our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Cheryl Delaray, our Pou Whakahaere, Professor Te Mairi Tau, University Council members, academic staff, but mostly can I acknowledge you, our graduates, and your whānau and friends. It is a great privilege to welcome you here today. I'm also delighted to be able to welcome our distinguished honorary doctorate recipients for our 150th commemorative year to join us here in this celebration. To our graduates, my heartfelt congratulations on all that you have achieved. You can be very proud of the world-class education you've received at the University of Canterbury. We might be a university in the South Island of a small Pacific nation, but the quality of the education that you've received here is respected and admired the world over, which is why we are ranked in the top 3% of all universities globally. As we celebrate your accomplishments, I also want to thank and pay tribute to the lecturers and the tutors who have taught and guided you, and to your whānau and friends who have supported you, encouraged you, and picked you up when you have needed it the most. Ngā mihi nui. It can be easy to forget that graduating from university is something very special. It's the culmination of many years of work and dedication. It shows not only that you have the necessary skills and ability in your area of study, but also that you have the perseverance to keep going through those times when it might have seemed like the mountain was just too high to climb. Everyone has those moments, and you will face them time and again in your careers. But I hope that you can look back on what you've achieved at the University of Canterbury and know that you have what it takes to succeed. It's also easy to forget that attending university is an opportunity that not everyone gets. In his inaugural address, our first Chancellor, Henry John Tancred, spoke of the benefit of a UC education and said, "It is of the greatest importance to the well-being of the whole that this influence should be felt in every part and among all classes, that high as well as low, rich as well as poor, should have every opportunity afforded to them of cultivating and developing the higher faculties in such a manner as would fit them for occupying worthily the highest positions in the state." At UC, we are very aware of the divide that means that some school leavers don't always have such an opportunity or believe that university is a place for them. You and the graduates who have come before you have helped to inspire us to carry on the tradition that the idea of an accessible education is fair for all, so that we will continue to increase our efforts to support the widest range of people and help open doors for them. A university qualification is something that no one can ever take away from you. It is one of the greatest assets you will ever acquire, and it has the potential to take you in directions that sitting here today, you can probably only begin to imagine. I have no doubt that the study you've done at the University of Canterbury will be of enormous benefit to you, but perhaps even more importantly, it has the potential to provide real value to your families, your community, your country, and maybe even the world at large. You now become the role models to those who will follow you. It might sound like hyperbole, but the people that you are, with the skills that you have learned, gives you the power to change the world. It might be in big ways, it might be in small ways. The how is up to you. My challenge to you is very simply to leave the world better than you found it. It's an exciting world that you're part of. While we look to the future on days like today, it's also important to pause and remember all that's been achieved. Wherever your journey takes you, in Aotearoa or around the world, we wish you all successful and fulfilling futures. We know how hard you've worked, how committed and dedicated you are. Welcome to the University of Canterbury alumni. We are proud to have you join us. He mihi nui ki a koutou katoa. In the name of Te Whare Wānanga o Waitaha, University of Canterbury, I, Amy Adams, Tumu Konihera, Chancellor, now convene a ceremony of the University of Canterbury to celebrate our graduates on the completion of their certificates, diplomas and degrees. I call upon our Tumu Tuharua Akoranga, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic Catherine Moran, and Tumu Tuharua Rangahau, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research Ian Wright, to introduce those who will present the graduates. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā kātou katoa.
I call upon Associate Dean Academic, Dr. Russell Wordsworth, to read the citation for the recipient of the Honorary Doctorate of Commerce.
Honorary doctorates are awarded to members of the community with whom the university has a substantial association. They recognise those who have made outstanding contributions to their field of endeavour, to the well-being and betterment of society, or to cultural development and understanding within the wider national and international community. Mark Stewart is an international businessman and philanthropist who graduated from the University of Canterbury with a Bachelor of Commerce in 1984, before embarking on a highly successful career. He has been director of several publicly listed companies and has extensive investments across a range of industries. Alongside his business interests, Mark has also made a significant contribution to New Zealand sport and the community. He was made a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2018 for services to sport and the community, and has held major governance roles in football. Mark was on the organising committee of the Under-20 FIFA World Cup held here in New Zealand. Mark has also served as Honorary Consul for Malaysia, receiving a Distinguished Order of Meritorious Service honour for outstanding service to the country. Throughout his career, Mark has demonstrated a strong desire to give back. He has given outstanding service to the community, and the University of Canterbury is proud of our long-standing association with him. Mark, congratulations, and we look forward to hearing from you later in the ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Wordsworth, and congratulations to our Honorary Doctorate of Commerce, Mark Stewart. I now call upon Executive Dean of Science, Professor Sarah Young, to read the citation for the recipient of the Honorary Doctorate of Science.
The Honourable Margaret Austin has been a strong advocate for many causes, ranging from health and medicine through to music, dedicating years of service to the community in the fields of education, politics, and science. She graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Botany and Zoology from the University of Canterbury in 1953 before training at the Christchurch Teachers College. Margaret was awarded a University of Canterbury Teaching Fellowship and a Commonwealth Fellowship which allowed her to attend the Institute of Education in London to extend her work on the secondary school's curriculum. She was elected as a Member of Parliament for Yaldhurst. During her political career, she served as a Minister of Internal Affairs, Minister of Research, Science and Technology, and Minister of Arts and Culture. Later, she became Chair of the New Zealand National Commission for UNESCO. She was appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit for public service and was elevated to the Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit for her services to the community. The University of Canterbury is proud to be associated with Margaret, a notable graduate who has served Aotearoa with distinction. We will hear from the Honourable Margaret Austin later in the celebration.
Thank you, Professor Young, and congratulations again to our new Honorary Doctorate of Science, the Honourable Margaret Austin. I now invite the Associate Dean of Postgraduate Research, Professor Akant Veer, to call upon the doctoral graduates.
Morena tātou. Doctoral degrees are the highest academic qualifications awarded by the University of Canterbury. They're a mark of intellectual ability, critical thinking, and independence. In your graduation program, there's a short description of the research conducted by each of the doctoral graduates. As each graduate walks across the stage, the title of their doctoral thesis will appear on the screen, and members of their supervisory team here on the stage will stand to acknowledge the student's achievement. Chancellor, I have the honour to present these graduates for recognition by you as Chancellor and the University Council. Doctor of Philosophy and Postgraduate Diploma in Clinical Psychology, Hayley Ann Bradley. Doctor of Philosophy, Guy William Bate in Management. Francis Blampede in Psychology. Catherine Jane Cook in Speech and Language Sciences. Swati Karana in Economics. Dongchi Lin in Physics. Moritz Miebeck in Biological Sciences. Sanaz Safafian in Biological Sciences. Tusaranjan Sahu in Geology. Hattie Thompson Morrison in Environmental Science. Jana Renee Wald in Biological Sciences.
I invite the Associate Dean Academic, Dr. Russell Wordsworth, to call upon the graduates and his faculty.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present these graduates for recognition by you as Chancellor and the University Council. Master of Commerce in Management, Jessica Margaret Cameron. Master of Business Administration with distinction, Matthew Greg Cowan. Kelly Jane Hyde. Adam Philip Morris. Master of Business Administration, Dasanayaka Mudiansalegi Gayan Taraka Dasanayaka. Master of Business Information Systems with distinction, Xiaoqing Liu. Master of Business Information Systems with merit, Yu Chen Lin. Nisha Sheikh. Master of Business with merit, Mackenzie Marie Coutts. Master of Business Management, Jewel Chilo Angeles Acedo. Mithan Pukat. Sanduni Dunashika Vidisinga. Master of Professional Accounting with merit, Sean Garrett. Master of Professional Accounting, Emma Megan Mason. Ying Xu. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with distinction, Oliver James Mercer Boomelberg. William John Miller. Simon Gregory Ian Sinclair. Timothy William Tuckey. Master of Applied Finance and Economics with merit, Rachel Caroline Winder. Master of Applied Finance and Economics, Matthew Ryan Allman. Manish Vinal Chetty. Georgina Rose Dibble. Benjamin Charles Philpott. Akio Watanabe. Tessa Woodley. Postgraduate Certificate in Strategic Leadership, Andrew Ryan Grant. Karen Jane Grant. Graduate Diploma in Commerce, Nathan Matthew Luff. Conjoint Bachelor of Commerce and Science, Anna Elizabeth Brajkovic. George Sigelthorne Wing Corey Wright. Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Laws, Henry David Allen Bone. Bachelor of Sport, Coaching and Bachelor of Commerce, Aki Christine Shimahara. Bachelor of Commerce and Diploma in Languages, Lockie Ivan Ivor Cox-Sinman. Bachelor of Commerce, Mohammed Ayman Hakim bin Ahmed Khairuddin. Adneen Shafia binti Ahmed Zazali. Rachel Grace Albiston. Kyla Grace Allen Jennings. Harry James Anderson. Angus Baines Apatu. Harry Michael Ash. Gongaman Un Alum. Teresa Aiko Iunia. Aina Shafika binti Bahrul Shah. Samuel James Barnes. William John Paul Bastings. Siobhan Eileen Beat. Cosmo Jonty Rodrigo Bennett. Jackson James Bond. Oliver John Bramley. Renee Raj Chandra. Sophie Mackenzie Chisholm. Alexander Neil Clark. George William Lee Davenport. Neshta Kaur Denya. Carolina de San Giraldo. Angus Robert William Dysett Paul. John T. James Ebbett Watt. Braden Morris Eno. Jack William Fantham. Thomas Daniel Finney. Harrison James Hannon Fleming. David Michael Foley. Luke Frederick Giddings. Campbell Jack Gillanders. Thomas Denver Richard Glass. Cullen Madden Patrick Goldsmith. Grace Mary Gordon. Kate Elizabeth Halliday. Morgan Thomas Hanneran. Katie Jane Harris. Charlotte Jane Howie. Thomas James Hickman. William Robert Hollings. Daniel John Houlihan. Amber Rachel Horn. Xiang Ni Hung. Alex James Heimers. Nadir Ahmad Fahmi Tahir Ibrahim. Ahmad Rushdie Shafiq bin Kamal Azam. Najid binti Kamrudin. Baxter Jed Kane. Ellie Iris Patricia Kennedy. Nadine Elizabeth Kirk. Ji Yuan Ko. Sarah Jane Lambert. Dion Anthony Laney. Donovan Kit Cheng Liu. Thomas Aaron Lockjes. Ben Liam Maxwell. Madison May McConnell. Shay Kieran McIntyre. Jack David McKenzie. Nurithra Akila binti Mutakin. Nurfitra binti Mut Yusuf. Cameron Russell Miller. Nafadila binti Mohammed Fakri. Nafara Hanim binti Mot Rosley. Edward Hunter Morgan. Francesca Ann Morrow. Laura Cecily Murphy. Bradley John Nightingale. Michael O'Connor. Nicholas David O'Neill. Samuel Mark Packman. Kyle Martin Paget. Sarah K. Parker. Valentina Patricio. Rupert Henry Phillips. Blair John Pudney. Pradip Rai. Mohammed Shafiqal Ehsan bin Rashimi. Sophie Grace Redmayne. Ollie J. Rigby. Zoe Rosa Rooks. George Alistair James Rosevier. Arthur John Russell. Thomas William Russell. Arun Sharma. Amelia Ellen Francesca Sharp. Benjamin James Spark. Imogen Holly Starnes. Louis Gwillem Oscar Stevens. Alicia Rose Street. Holly Olive Tomlinson. Chow Gyung Tong Nu. Jackson Francis Patrick Twiss. Yu Han Zeng. Harry Roger van der Gulik. Stella Kathleen Webby. Katie Jane Willock. Sophie Rose White. Spencer Jack Teoa Wicks. Ian Duncan Wright. Zoe Bryony Yates. Mohammed Fariz bin Zahari. Nurshazmira binti Zailani. Nurainisa Nabila binti Zainuddin. Zainuddin, I apologize. Nurul Iza Akila binti Zakaria. Hongjia Zhang. Jianling Zhao. Nurdiana Madia binti Zulkifli. Diploma in Commerce and Diploma in Science, Samuel Leo Robb.
Tēnā koutou katoa, no hane kareo, ko Dunau te awa, ko Magyar te iwi, ko Adela Carlos toko ingoa, ko o pōroki, no re rā tēnā koutou katoa. Greetings assembled guests, my name is Adela Carlos and I am the University Registrar. Please join me in welcoming our Honorary Doctorate of Commerce, Mark Stewart, to the lectern.
Wow. Kia ora, everyone, and what a great honour it is to be here today. Thank you very much to the Chancellor, to the Vice-Chancellor, to the Council and to all our academic staff, all our friends and family that have come here today. What a great day to celebrate. We've got a public holiday tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know about you, but But look, congratulations to everybody that's graduating today. It's an amazing day for you. I remember very well my graduation now 39 years ago. So that's a long time ago, I guess. But it was a great day for me, and I'm sure it's a great day for you and your family, and all those that have supported you are here to celebrate with you. So really enjoy the day, because it's a really important day and you'll remember it for the rest of your life. For me, I was really humbled to get a letter from the Chancellor, from Amy, to say that they awarded me, or the university had awarded me, an honorary doctorate. It's not something that you think about at all. It's not something that's even on your radar screen. And I thought Amy was going to contact me about some community thing with the university, actually. That was what I thought it was. But when I read the note saying that the university had bestowed an honorary doctorate on me, it was just hard, actually. One second. When I came to the university all those years ago, for me I was the first person in my family to go to university, and it was a big honour then too. Wow. Those were the days. There was no cell phones. There was no such thing as email. Computers didn't exist. I did a first-year computer science course, actually, and I never saw a computer. Can you believe that? We had to feed these sort of this paper into a door, and then out came these cards that were transcribed for you, and then you put it through this other window, and then eventually this computer churned out this information for you, and then you figured out how to fix all of the software errors that you'd made to sort of run this computer thing again. So this was quite a long time ago, and when I consider how everybody communicates today and how fast everything operates, I think for me, I look back now at a life of it and think, wow, we had it so easy compared to many of the people that are out there today having to deal with all of this different technology coming at you. My parents instilled in me great community service, and in fact, both of my parents are honorary doctorates of the Canterbury, of the University of Canterbury. My father is passed now, but my mother is actually here, and we all as a family remember coming here to get her honorary doctorate, maybe 10 years ago now, and little did I think I would ever be standing on the stage here sort of doing the same thing. So that's why I'm probably a little bit emotional about it, actually. Just a few reflections, about life, I guess, and particularly for our graduates of today, because you're starting a new life probably after all of this hard work. And I've got a few tips in life, I guess, that have got me through. So I just sort of wrote them down this morning as I was coming here to think, okay, what could I talk positively about? So I think the first thing is you have to work hard. You've put a lot of hard work to get in here and get this certificate today, and it should continue for the rest of your life. The other side of that is you also should play hard. There's a saying in my family, or one that I use quite a lot, which is everything in moderation, including moderation. And I think that sort of sums it up. You've got to enjoy what you do, but you also have to work hard, and everything will flow from that. Be flexible. Where you want to end up is not where you will end up. Things change dramatically and events change a lot. If you think about what happened with COVID, and I'm sure all of you had a very difficult experience through that because you would have been studying through that period. It changed your life, changed our life. It was unforeseen. But you've got to be flexible in your approach to life, and you'll get the most out of it. Enjoy what you do. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's pretty easy to sweat the small stuff, right? The big stuff is more important. You need to, Take care of that and all the little things will just fall into place. I can assure you of that. Don't make problems that aren't yours, right? It's very easy to figure out or think about other people's issues and traumatise about them, but they're not your problems, they're their problems. And so at times you need to just, I guess, self-reflect and look after yourself first. Put yourself in the other person's moccasins, right? When you're thinking about something, think about how they may feel about it, right? We all have strong opinions, particularly those that are well-educated, let's say. But nonetheless, you should always be respectful of the other person you're interacting with and think about how they're thinking about the interactions with you. And the last thing I'd say here is you've got to keep learning. Learning's a lifetime experience. This is just one door that you've gone through, and I'm sure many of you will go on to higher education than this, but you've got to keep learning and keep your eyes open and taking it all in. I think that's really important. The last thing I'd say before I finish up is we are all privileged. We're all very privileged in this room, right? Both in terms of our intellect and the fact that we had a really great university to go to, and not many people get that opportunity. You will get greater opportunities in life through going to university, and I would ask for you to please remember to give back to the institution in some way, shape or form. Somebody before you has put in all the facilities in place at the university, somebody has trained all of the staff, somebody's put all the programs together, somebody's paid all the money, right? And so as those before you have sort of paid forward, it's your turn to pay forward for all of those graduates that will come after you. And I certainly look forward to still being around, if I can be, when one of you stands up here and is the Honorary Doctorate of Commerce in 30 or 40 years. I might be Margaret's age by that stage. But look how sprightly she is. She's going to talk to you very shortly, and there's great things to look forward to. So on that note, I'll wrap up. I'm truly honoured, very emotional about it, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark, for your heartfelt and heartwarming address. It is my pleasure to now introduce a musical performance of the Fifth String Quartet by Philip Glass. The Fifth String Quartet movement is the most substantial of his 5 quartets and the most traditional, using formal structures and expressive contrasts. Whilst maintaining Glass's unmistakable personal style, this is a quartet which delivers both driving energy and unforgettable tenderness. Please join me in welcoming musicians from the UC School of Music, Henry Nicholson and Aya McClarty on violin, Rakuto Kurano on viola, and Amy McMurdoch on cello.
I invite the Executive Dean of Science, Professor Sarah Young, to call upon the graduates and her faculty.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present these graduates for recognition by you as Chancellor and the University Council. Master of Science with Distinction and Postgraduate Diploma in Child and Family Psychology, Maya Sylvan Devlin. Kate and Margaret Ford. Vera Lee Ching Lee. Master of Science with Merit and Bachelor of Arts, Sheridan James Jackson. Master of Applied Data Science with Distinction and Bachelor of Science, Reese Peter Jennings. Master of Science with Distinction, Story Rose Dealey Cottrell. Michael Kevin Edmonds. David James Ferguson. Jack Austin Hassel. Elizabeth Jean Howe. Charlotte Jean Price. Stephen Peter Rowe. Katie Jane Thompson. Luing Xu. George Rex Allen Young. Master of Science with Merit, Petra May Manderson. Sarah Caitlin Sinclair. Cynthia Jane Webb. Benjamin Logan Williams. Master of Science, Adele Grace Amos. Atticus Herbert Fulcher. Ruby Georgina Snell Rose. Master of Applied Data Science with Distinction, Ryan Patrick Bolger. Master of Applied Data Science with Merit, Wan Chi Leong. Master of Applied Data Science, Jared Daniel DeVos. Yushen Wei. Master of Disaster, Risk and Resilience with Distinction, Joshua Michael Daglish. Julia Harvey. Sarah Josephine Hunter. Hannah Louise Lyford. Ruby Allen Mackenzie Sheet. Rachel Allen Nilsson. Jessica Rose Rodwell. Master of Disaster Risk and Resilience with Merit, Alistair George Bradford. Louisa Heather Clark. Ruby Jane Pringle. Master of Disaster Risk and Resilience, Megan Lee Somerville Peterson. Postgraduate Diploma in Science with Merit and Bachelor of Science, William Roy Benchies Foster. Postgraduate Diploma in Science with Distinction, Jane Elizabeth Mary Hanson. Carolyn Elizabeth Jones. Rose Eleanor Sudworth. Postgraduate Diploma in Science with Merit, Matthew Robert Earl. Ria Goon. Zoe Christiana Holdcroft. Sasha Rose Masters. Postgraduate Diploma in Clinical Psychology, Anna Garland. Postgraduate Diploma in Water Resource Management with distinction in Bachelor of Science, Hunter David Stephen Panthers Boak. Kendall Rhiannon Vaughan. Postgraduate Diploma in Water Research Management with distinction, Ella Claire Harford. Postgraduate Diploma in Water Research Management with Merit, Jack William Delahunty McMeekin. Professional Master of Engineering Geology with distinction, Liuyan Pan. Graduate Diploma in Science, Sandy Roberta Austin Fraser. Sophie Irene Clark. Sheena Louise Henderson. Luke Cody Ward. Xian Yung Yang. Bachelor of Science with Honours, with First Class Honours and Bachelor of Science, Josh Kelton Hughes. Lachlan Oliver Smith. Bachelor of Science with Honours, with First Class Honours, James Clark Bell. Matthias Yuhei Chan. Daniel Jidung Shong. Cheyenne Marshall Cottrell. Sophie Elise Deem. Neve Olivia Kilmore. Oliver Timothy Markwell. Alexander James Marshall. Michael David Moore. Peter James Prendergast. Jorvin Victes Sullivan. Bachelor of Science with Honours, with Second Class Honours, Jeannie Shuyu Benjamin Christopher Young. Bachelor of Science and Certificate in Commerce, Caleb Zane Silcock. Bachelor of Science, Gavin Hanif Anderson. Zachary Abraham Anderson. Connor Lewis Ansell. Reuben Alexander Ashcroft. Nathan Thomas Boone Balmer. Peter Alfred Bamfield. Danielle Catherine Bishop. Conrad Richard Booker. Harrison Dallas Lionel Bright. Chelsea Ruth Murray Bruin. Liam Nigel Bullock. Molly Ann Burgess Munro. Brianna Taylor Camden. Ryan Leslie Cornish. Lucy Timata Robin Colston. Yo William de Berg Harabi. Tavish Harrison Teal Dempster. Lucy Annabelle Denton. William Anzac Durkin. Demi Lee Fern. Jaden Beck Joseph Ferron. Constance Rose Fitzgerald. Daniel Peter Foss. Shannon Denise Garrick. Benjamin Hamish Gibbs. Renee Martin Gimple. Benjamin Austin Alexander Grant. Tristan Allen Grant. Taryn Wells Gubb. Zoe Burley Hamilton. Grace Margaret Hanlon. Thomas Ian Coupland Harding. William George Dennis Harris. Alexandra Kate Henderson. Catherine Hannah Jenkins. Beth Eloise Jones. Lachlan Steele Jones. Amavir Singh Kalkat. Akira Kamiya. Yulia Koziravia. Gemma Kennedy Langley. Toby Russmore Larson. Logan Pono Lee. Mayan Levy. Miriam Sarah Lindsay. Jennifer Mayara Lopez. Johnny Martin Lois. Esme Phyllis Lillian Mallard. Isabel Grace Kathleen Mallet. Amelia Grace Matthews. Rosa Isabel McGrath. Johan Mendoza. Oliver Milne. Prosper Orechijimiti Momogujan. Aaron Stewart Moore. Andrew Nathan Moore. Darcy Taeriki Murray. Hyan Nguyen. Christy Fiona Peterson. Danielle Helen Peterson. Gabriella May Pitcher. Thomas George Price. Noor Hazibka binti Rumli. Guy Henry Reeves. Charlotte Taylor Robb. Alexandria Rose Skur. Roman Dmitriev Shamukov. Rebecca Rose Simpson. Grace Karen Stapleton. Isaac Michael Stratford. Tan Kai Turk. Joshua Samuel Tasker. Madison Grace Taylor. Sophie Rose Thompson. Henry Liam Turner. Max Pickford Turner. Grace van der Velden. Thomas Gordon Williams. Sheridan Marie Wilton. Blake Melville Woods. Tong Hee Yen. Lin Li Yo. Jacob Thomas Young. Chen Zhang. Youngcho Zhou. Master of Audiology, Kartika Harish. Master of Speech and Language Pathology with distinction, Karis Angfarad Bedwo. Carly Renee East Craig. Lily Rhiannon Evans Adams. Therese Maria Krishel Gervin. Bethan Eve Grant. Emily Laura Hall. Josie Claire Hepburn. Catherine Alice Holmes. Alexandra Lily Hudson. Felicity Joanna Mitchell. Michelle Ann Pope. Hannah Marie Scobie. Samara Eden Steele. Hannah Catherine White. Christina Ray. Master of Speech and Language Pathology with Merit, Millicent James Goodrich. Natalie Ann Hun Calvin. Caleb Reuben Jackson. Alicia Kate Miller. Kamul Singh. Sarah Ann Woodfield. Master of Speech and Language Pathology, Maria Angela Rosales Azaria. Zoe Henry Chandler. Violet Alberta Queenie Clark. Bachelor of Speech and Language Pathology with Honours with First Class Honours, Emily Alexander Baker. Julia Kate Dorsey. Taylor Judith Mary Emmett. Mila Jean Gillum. Tiana Rose Kingy. Jasmine Marie Alice Lang. Madeline Myra Mills. Alan Peng. Eleanor Rose McGee. Chuli Teng. Brianna Rose Turnbull. Molly Agnes Twaddell. Renee Jinhui Ung. Bachelor of Speech and Language Pathology with Honours with Second Class Honours Division 1, Isaiah Parker Atherton. Lorelei Helen Shaw Barker. Taku Chan. Rose Elizabeth Jenks. Laura Alla Jones. Isabella Miriama McPherson. Angelin Peter Perambili. Grace Catlin Thixton. Lily Isabella Emma Ward. Bachelor of Speech and Language Pathology with Honours, Second Class Honours, Sarah Nicole Keppel.
Assembled guests, please join me in welcoming Honorary Doctorate of Science, the Honourable Margaret Austin, to the lectern.
Ena mana, ena reo, ra ringatea ma, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Madam Chancellor, Madam Vice-Chancellor, University Council and staff of the University, fellow graduates and their families. How do I convey to you my gratitude and appreciation for the honour of this award? It is a moment of enormous pride for me and my family. But may I also extend to all of you graduates my warm congratulations. We applaud your academic achievements and we wish you well as you embark on the next stage of your lives, finding your niche, establishing a family, and hopefully contributing to this country. Like you, I have had the privilege of an Aotearoa New Zealand education. I know that you will have been introduced to critical thinking, the importance of informed decision-making, and you will have acquired a set of values along the way. Now, Mark referred to technology when he graduated in 1984. Guess what we had in 1953? Pens, pencils, and ink, and you dare not splodge your paper with the ink. But I look back on my life as one of great privilege. I'm aware of many doors which have opened along the way. I walked through them, but I was also always aware of the support and encouragement of my husband Jack from chemistry and my family. I look back on my school years in Dunedin when our teachers directed our heads down the hill, and I'm talking about the 1940s, they directed our heads down the hill to that grey building they were preparing us for, Otago University. Then at the University of Canterbury College in those days, in the 1950s on the town site, there were just 1,200 of us students, and many of those were returned service people, full of experiences to share with us. The scholarly professors were hugely influential, and for me, one in particular. I was a penniless student, and Professor Percival in zoology appointed me the demonstrator in the zoology night lab. He was an outstanding teacher and a way ahead of his time. And he had a message for the very few women in his class. and this message was always conveyed at the end of a week in the field. The boys were left to clean the foray to his perfection. The girls had to follow him across a field full of bulls, I might say, and we were sat down. And this was his lecture as we sat at his feet. I accept that you will be the mothers of the next generation, but do not forget I am educating you to contribute to this country. Imagine the impact of that declaration in 1952 and 1953. I would dearly like to stand in front of the Prof today and say to him, well, Prof, have I fulfilled your expectations? If there is one message that I want to leave with the graduates today, it is never forget your roots. You can walk in the corridors of power, engage in diplomacy, contribute to the highest levels of academia, scientific research and enterprise. You may become a great writer or poet, a philosopher or entertainer, but your roots are extreme importance. Education has opened many doors for me as a teacher, curriculum developer, Member of Parliament, Minister, Chancellor at Lincoln University, Chair of the New Zealand National Commission for UNESCO, President of the Chairs of UNESCO Commissions Worldwide, Consultant to the Director General of UNESCO, Vice President of the Royal Society of New Zealand. No one, least of all myself, would have predicted the wealth of experiences I have had. My greatest satisfaction over recent years has been the opportunity to participate in international fora. It has been enormously pleasing to be acknowledged as a New Zealander and to regard myself as an international citizen. But at all times, I have understood that I was basking in the reputation of those who preceded me. So who am I? I am what privileges have made me, surrounded by family, colleagues, teachers, and mentors nationally and internationally. And in the twilight of my life, I can say I am content. To the graduates, we all have a mission in life. Find it, nurture it, and give it your all. To the University of Canterbury, thank you indeed for this great honour you have bestowed upon me today.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I'm Cheryl Delaray, Tumu Whakarai, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Canterbury, and I now wish to invite all of us present to please join me in congratulating the recipients of our honorary doctorate, Honourable Margaret Austin and Mark Stewart, and also for thanking them for sharing their experience, for offering advice from their years of experience, and for being a source of inspiration to our graduates and indeed to all of us present. Please join me in expressing our appreciation. To all our graduates, on behalf of the entire University of Canterbury community, once again, congratulations on achieving a significant milestone in your life's journey. On Tuesday this week, many of you may have joined us as we mark the 150th anniversary of our university with a grand city parade. Yes, we have come a long way since our early beginnings, which began formally on the 16th of June 1873 when Canterbury College was established. And today we stand proud of the over 140,000 alumni making a difference in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and around the world. As a graduate of this special year, our 150th year, you will always have a special place in our institutional history, and I wish to invite you to stay connected with us. For as a graduate of this university, you're now part of a worldwide alumni network. Throughout this very special year, we are hosting a series of events celebrating our stories, showcasing our contributions to our community, and sharing our future vision. We would like you to be part of this. So please join us at these events. We look forward to hearing from you as you make your way in the world, and we would like to connect you with the other distinguished members of our alumni community. At this time, our very best wishes to you and for your future. Wherever the future may take you, use your talents, use your education and your experiences across the University of Canterbury to contribute to creating a world that gives greater priority to equity, to well-being and sustainability. Assembled guests, we have now come to the end of our formal proceedings, and at this time, I wish to invite all of us, if we are able to stand, as we will shortly be singing Gaudiamus, and the words will be found at the back of your programs. Also, as a way of honouring the achievements of our graduates, I shall ask each of our guests, whānau and friends, to please continue standing while the academic procession and the graduates leave the auditorium. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora.